What's up, my beautiful people? I just wanted to come on here and share a quick word. I had a dream a few nights ago that I wanted to put out, and hopefully, this will be like a source of confirmation for somebody as well as just a little bit of a revelation. The scene sort of mimicked like how it would look when you're at church. Service has just ended, and you see everybody is walking, down hallways, everybody's walking outdoors. It was a scene kind of like that. It was me and this young man. We were in a hallway, and there was an older man, and he was standing in the hallway up against there was like glass in the background. He was standing in a way to where the sunlight was kind of just shining on him. It was giving an air of authority. Like, to me, I thought maybe he was the pastor or something like that, just somebody in a higher up position. He was standing, he had his hands on his hip, and he was looking kind of like he was overseeing and watching everybody and directing everybody where to go. He had a yellow polo shirt on, like it had the collar with the buttons. He had it tucked in, had on khaki pants, and he had keys hanging off of his belt buckle. Okay, he was definitely somebody that was in charge. Me and this young man, we had on an outfit similar to this older man, except for our polo shirt was not yellow like his. It was kind of like a beige, like a tan, like the shirt that I have on. We were assigned to like basically do housekeeping duties. Like, it was we were assigned to go around, check trash cans, and just basically do what typical housekeepers do. Just clean up after the service is what it was giving. Now, the young man, he immediately went straight to his task, and he was focused, like he was doing what he was supposed to be doing. Me, on the other hand, I was overcome with pride. Like, I had this sense of pride where I was like, I'm not going to be doing that. Like, I'm not trying to be checking nobody's trash cans. I'm not trying to pull trash. No, that's not what I'm trying to be doing. This is not what I expected. So I chose not to focus on the task that I was assigned. Okay. Now, while I'm sitting here all up in my pride and my ego, I'm looking at the young man, and I'm noticing, like, again, he's real focused. He wasn't speaking to me. I was steady staring and focused at him, but I was like, dang, like, he's not even going to look at me. Like, I felt some type of way about that, but whatever. So while he's working, and again, the older man in the background, he's steady overseeing and watching and directing people. I decided that I was finna just kind of go walk with the people, see where everybody was going. Like, I got distracted, and next thing I know, I find myself in this room, and it was giving like a bedroom. Like, it was not. You could tell it was not supposed to be there. Okay. Now, I'm not going to get into detail on what transpired when I went into this bedroom, but just me saying right there could kind of give you a hint as to what went down in that room. And I will say, in waking life, when I woke up from this dream, I was utterly disgusted with myself, because I was like, girl, like, it was giving very much sinful, and I was just like, that scene played out. I noticed that the door to this room was wide open. You all, the level of embarrassment that came across me, like, mind you, all I have is like this little velvet red cover. Like, the whole room was red. It was giving like a very dark, bloody red. So immediately I translated that to mean like that was the devil's room. Okay, it was not giving anything holy up in there. But all I had was like this velvet cover that was the same color as the rest of the room to cover me up. Like, but I'm still very much exposed. Okay. Now, what really caused me even more embarrassment was the fact that the young man that was working still in the hallway doing his job, he kept walking back and forth, but never once did he look in that room. Okay, he never looked in the room, but I still felt shame. I was like, oh my God, I don't want him to see me. Okay. Fast forward, I'm out the room, I'm back in the hallway. Now, by the time I make it back out into the hallway, and it doesn't feel like much time has passed, but this young man, he has now been promoted. And I know he's been promoted because now his shirt is a different color. It's not the same tan, beige, basic training kind of color. It was now like a bright, vivid red. It was giving very much confidence. It was giving very much leadership. Like, it was not the same dark, bloody red that was in the room. This was a different type of red, and it was beautiful. Okay, giving like a red rose almost. And I noticed too, not only did his shirt change, but he also had the keys on his belt buckle that I saw the older man have previously. Now, also, in addition to that, the man that I saw that was directing everybody, he was nowhere to be found. Okay? He was nowhere to be found. But this young man, now, he was not the one pulling the trash and taking the trash out. He was now the one checking behind everybody else to see if they were actually doing what they were supposed to do. He didn't have to touch it. He just wanted to make sure that the trash was taken out and that it stayed out. Okay? So once I saw him in his nice red shirt, well, then now I felt some type of way even more. Like, I was overcome with jealousy, because I'm like, well, dang, like, how was he promoted so quick? And then it got me in the sense of, well, now I want to do it too. Okay? And I felt really childish for feeling like that. But I guess that's the consequence of when you don't do what you're told to do. When you decide to do your own thing, go against God's will, or you're going to find yourself being left behind. Because when I say this man was accelerated and promoted quickly, he was promoted quickly. Holy Spirit gave me revelation. The older man that I saw was God. God was overseeing, and he was directing everybody and telling them where to go, what to do, right? He had the keys that was on his belt were the keys to his kingdom, the keys to his house. We were in the church, okay? The young man represents your kingdom spouse. And this is for those of you who are not married. Like, maybe you're in a relationship, but it's not who God ordained for you. This person represents your spouse. He has been assigned, we can say he or she, but for me, this mostly applies to women. But he or she have been assigned something similar to your task that God has given you. Okay, you both have started this around the same time. Now, your spouse is focused and doing what they got to do, and they're being elevated quickly. You, on the other hand, are not quite obeying and doing what God told you to do. You're getting distracted. You're allowing the enemy to snake his way back in and got you out here doing things that are ungodly, unholy, and just not what God has for you. Okay, now, if you keep allowing this distraction, you're going to miss out on your opportunity to be promoted with your spouse. You're going to miss out on this opportunity to connect with your spouse, okay? Because in this dream, I never got a chance to talk to this man. He was too focused on what God had him doing, okay? So the same goes for you. If you don't get in line and do what God is telling you to do, despite what your pride is saying, you're going to miss out on that God-ordained marriage.